Hello Dicers, my dream chasers! Welcome back to Dice Decide. So, in this video, I would like to read about the Sumerian tablets. Have you guys heard about the Sumerians? I feel like they talk to aliens. And let me explain. This is like Sumerian texts from tablets that were like 4,000 years ago, BC, 4,000 BC, written then. So let's read some Sumerian tablets, because they've translated them. So whenever I read God, just switch it with alien, because I feel like they just looked at aliens as some kind of gods. So just hear me out. So it says, translation, complaints of the lower gods. When the gods were man, they did forced labor. They bore drudgery. Great indeed was the drudgery of the gods. The forced labor was heavy, the misery too much. The 7 great Anuna gods were burdening the Igigi gods with forced labor. The gods were digging watercourses, canals they opened, the life of the land. The Igigi gods dug the Tigris River and the Euphrates thereafter. Springs they opened from the depths. Wells they established. They heaped up all the mountains. Several lines missing. Years of drudgery, the vast marsh. They counted years of drudgery, and 40 years too much. Forced labor they bore night and day. They were complaining, denouncing, muttering down in the ditch. Let us face up to our foreman, the prefect. No, the prefect. I thought it said perfect. Foreman, the prefect. He must take off our heavy burden upon us. Enlil, counselor of the gods, the warrior, come. Let us remove him from his dwelling. Several lines missing again. Now, them call for battle. Battle us join. Warfare. The gods heard his words. They set fire to their tools. They put fire to their spaces and flame to their work baskets. Off they went, one and all, to the gate of the warrior Enlil abode. It's snowing on my phone. Insurrection of the lower gods. It was night. Halfway through the watch, the house was surrounded, but the god did not know. It was night. Halfway through the watch, Akur was surrounded, but Enlil did not know. Several lines missing again. The great god sent a messenger. The great god sent a messenger. Nusku opened his gate, took his weapons, and went. Enlil, in the assembly of all the gods, he knelt, stood up, expounded the command. Anu, your father, your counselor, the warrior Enlil, your prefect, Ninurta, and your bailiff, Enugi, have sent me to say, who is the instigator of this battle? Who is the instigator of these hostilities? Who declared war? That battle has run up the gate of Enlil? He transgressed the command of Enlil. Reply by the lower gods. Every one of us gods has declared war. We have set on the excavation. Excessive drudgery has killed us. Our forced labor was heavy, the misery too much. Now every one of us gods has resolved on a reckoning with Enlil. The great gods decide to create man to relieve the lower gods from misery. So, aliens decided to create human hybrids. So, this is where aliens manipulated our DNA, and yeah, we're basically 7% alien, I think. But moving on. Proposals by EA. Belet, Ili, and Enki. EA made ready to speak and said to the gods, his brothers, what calumny do we lay to their charge? The forced labor was heavy, the misery too much. Every day the outcry was loud, we could hear the clamor. There is Belit, the midwife, the present. Let her create then a human, a man. Let him bear the yoke. Let him bear the yoke. Let man assume the drudgery of the god. Belet Ili, the midwife, is present. Let the midwife create a human being. let man assume the drudgery of the god. They summoned and asked the goddess, the midwife of the gods, wise mummy, will you be the birth goddess, creatress of mankind? Create a human being, that he bear the yoke. Let him bear the yoke, the task of Enlil. Let man assume the drudgery of the god. Nintu made ready to speak, and said to the great gods, it is not for me to do it. The task is Enki's. He it is that cleanses all. Let him provide me the clay so I can do the making. Enki made ready to speak, and said to the great gods, on the 1st, 7th, and 15th days of the month, let me establish a purification, a bath. Let one god be slaughtered, then let the gods be cleansed by immersion. Let Nintu mix clay with his flesh and blood. Let the same god and man be thoroughly mixed in the clay. Let us hear the drum for the rest of the time. From the flesh of the god let a spirit remain. Let it make the living know its sign, lest he be allowed to be forgotten. Let the spirit remain. The great Anuna gods who administer destinies answered, yes, in the assembly, the creation of man. On the 1st, 7th, and 15th days of the month, he established a purification, a bath. They slaughtered Ilu, who had the inspiration in their assembly, Nintu mixed clay with his flesh and blood. This is too long. I think you guys got the point. Aliens messed up our DNA, which is what has made our DNA change so dramatically the past 4,000 or 5,000 years that it begs the question, are these stories based on truth? Never know these days, but could be. Great, I'm an alien, and so that explains why Elon Musk is being called an alien, and everyone else is actually an alien. They just don't know it. But yeah. I love old I'm like really interested in anthropology now, so oh yeah. So yeah. So have you guys noticed this necklace I have? It's the Eye of Horus, which is, you know, Horus, the Egyptian god, who is all about healing, protection, and all these good qualities. Well, I would like to talk about stuff like that as well, but there's a car coming, so hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to gently tap on that like button and ring that bell so you don't miss an upload. And thanks for watching, Dicers. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you next time. I have snow in my hair, so still cold here in Norway. Hey, pupper.